G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 10 of Monday Meta Madness. I'm your host Havoc, and today we're going to be looking at a new deck we got a new meta, so new decks are going to be all over the place, I would imagine. But yeah, let's get into it. It's an elf deck, as you can probably gather by the picture here. And I'm just calling it simply Speed Force. It's a very aggressive elf deck. It doesn't obviously just use elves, we've got also a very speedy bunny in there. A very popular card, the Rune Ear Hierophant, one of the key cards to the deck. But the main force is obviously the elves. So let's go over to my card manager now. We'll have a look at the deck and the cards that make up the deck. So let's get over to there. Alright, so here's the deck. And I'm just going to cover each card here, and then I'll talk about a few things in general. Let's ignore that up there. So, we've got 22 resources. Now, the good thing about this deck is the fact that we're running a lot of elves. We've got a total of, 7 right here. Another one there. So we've got 8 with those. And then we've got another 4, so 12, then 13, and then another 4 here. So we've got 17 elves total. And that allows you to use the Fell Root Acorn, which is actually very good in the fact that, the 3 health is very relevant, because Cressida, the champion we're using here, the champion that we're using here, Cressida, is, I just realized something weird happened. Cressida is, very low health, 17 health champion. You'll notice here, 17 health. So because of that, just being able to heal for 3 with the resources is very nice. And obviously it's really good fixing, as it doesn't have the drawback that your Shard of Savageries have, which I'll show in a second. But yeah, so it's just the ramp champion for 17 health. On 3 charges we get to give ourselves a temporary resource, so it allows us to play out one of our 5 drops on turn 4 potentially. So that's very handy. Maybe even turn 3 if we've got the Hounding Brave. But so Shard of Savagery is the normal. Why is that not showing up? Alright, I need to take that. So Shard of Savagery here, normally what you would use, but since we are using a lot of elves, the drawback here, you don't get the resource for the turn, whereas in this one you do. It has the allegiance. Now allegiance works by if you have either an elf in your hand or in play, in this case elf, the allegiance will work. So then we get to choose either Ruby, Wild, or the health. Now, so that's obviously nice. So that's the resource base there, 22. They got 3 burns just for some early removal. Deal 2 damage to target champion or troop. Also can be used to finish your opponent off, of course. Then we've got the Hounding Braves for some ramp, which is just another 1-drop. When this enters play, you gain a wild threshold, which is nice. Helps with the Crocosol. But also the Rune Ear, which is the main reason for this, is as we can exhaust it, gain a temporary resource, and then it allows us to play things like the Rune Ear Hierophant here, which is very strong on a turn 2 play, very powerful as we've got speed, and when it deals damage to an opposing champion, you create a Rhinoceros, which both work together. So all of a sudden, on turn 2 you can have a 3/3 and a 3/3 Rhino on the board. Very powerful, turn there. But this also enables, we can potentially get this guy down, get the lethal 2/3, which is not the worst. Something I've just added, I'm still tweaking the deck. But for example, a version of the deck, it's fairly similar to this, but I've made some changes since. Voices ran it in the 5 Shards end of month tournament the other day, came second with it. Very close to coming first, the opponent getting extremely lucky. It was some good games to watch, but yeah, so the deck did very well. And he came second there, winning himself 5,000 platinum. But yeah, so I've made a couple changes since that. But yeah, let's talk about the rest of the cards. So we've got Pupil of Creation, which is another key card to the deck. One thing I also will mention before I go further is that if you have any questions in the chat, just say @HEXTAVIC followed by your question. Alright, so where was I? So yeah, Pupil of Creation is a very key card to the deck as well. It gives us an elf 1-drop, which will become relevant in a second. You'll see why it's relevant, But you know, when you play a card with a cost 5 or greater, you add a counter to this. It also gets +2/+2. So don't ignore the powerful effect here, because that's very unlikely you'll ever get to play it. The 8 cost basic one shot here. It's not really what we're using it for. You know, it's icing on the cake if you do get to use it. But the reason why it's very good in this deck is if we get this on turn 1 and we have more of the hunt, which is not, you know, at first glance doesn't seem too exciting. It's just a 3/3 for 5. But when an elf hits your opponent in the face, you get to play this for free. So you can have turns like, for example, a turn that Voices actually had in one of his games is where he had a turn 1 people, then he played a turn 2 people, and then attacked in. And in that turn, on that turn 2, he already had one more in hand, but he top decked another. So now just picture the board state here. Turn 1 people, turn 2 people, attack in with the first people, it hits for 1 damage, play this for free, ×2. So all of a sudden, both these pupils, the one that just hit and the one that's just being played, now grow to both 2 5/5s on the board. So on turn 2, the board state is now a 5/5, a 5/5, and a 3/3 and a 3/3. That was his turn 2. Then the opponent has to do something about that now. And then the opponent, I can't remember what they did, probably just played a troop or something. I don't really remember. But then on turn 3, he just put out a Visage, attacked with everything, and then burnt to finish him off, I believe, something like that. It was a very disgusting turn 3 win. But that, you know, one of the really good combos is Pupil into More, but just to make it even better, Pupil into Performer into More is also very good, because then the More will also draw you a card. So that's also a nice turn. So Performer being a 2-cost 2/2, when you play a card with cost 5 or greater, you draw a card. Did have 4 in the deck. I've put it down to 3 just today, and I'm going to test it out to see how that works, as I did want to just get a couple more 5s in there. Like for example, I've just added the Mesmeric Hypnoscientist, something I can tunnel if I've got no early plays, which, you know, ideally I do. But it's still a decent 5-drop, good effect. Figured I'd give it a shot. But yeah, the deck, as I said, still being tweaked. But yeah, Visage, another elf that works with 5-cost cards. It's a 2/2 with speed. Very, like, the artwork is probably one of my favorites. Honestly, it's just so good. But yeah, so when you play a card with cost 5 or more, you create another Visage of the Masquerade, and you put it into play. So pretty nice. And then, you know, say you got 2 of these into play, and you play a 5-drop, then you've got 4, and so on and so forth. Check out my other videos if you want to see some craziness with that. So that's the Visage there. I think I just saw one of Periwinkle, which, you know, will copy 5-cost or greater cards. So that's always nice. We already looked at the cheese guys, just a one of, you know, lethal. Can make some cheese, you know, why not? Who doesn't want some cheese, right? It's okay. I can't actually show you what the cheeses are, because I can't click on that or anything, but yeah. It's something I've just added. I figured, you know, potential turn 2 play with the Brave, start making some cheese, hit in, because your opponent's not going to want to block it thanks to the lethal. It's not the worst, but this is the turn 2 play you want to be doing. Again, this very powerful bunny here. If you get Brave into the Runeer, it's just extremely nasty. And that's, you know, one of the good things about the deck, and one of the things I try to capture is the fact that we have multiple ways to have explosive hands, from Pupil into More, Pupil into Performer More, Brave into Runeer. You've got all these turns that all of a sudden your board state is, you know, really big dudes out of nowhere, as early as turn 2. You know, turn 2, you know, Brave into this, suddenly you've got Brave 3/3 and a 3/3. This into More is a 3/3 into a 3/3, or, you know, potentially those together and the More. There's a few different ways, and then even just doing this, maybe you do this on 3, you hit in, or you know, and then you get a More or something. You got multiple ways to have explosive starts, which is obviously very important. Then we just got Croco, you know, it's just obviously a very good 5-drop. I probably will reduce the number until we see how the meta is going to shift and all that sort of stuff. At the moment, just using 4. but I will probably reduce it to 3, maybe 2, depending on, you know, the meta. Then we got another speed troop here. Sorry, I got some weird graphical stuff happening right now. What's going on with my computer? Alright, so yeah, so another speed troop here. Hey, Bella's decided to join us. Hey, go on, you woke up? Come here. Hey. So another speed troop. It's just a 5-cost speed crush steadfast. You know, we're all about the speed elves. If I could get more speed troops into the deck, I would. Like, let me just show you, for example, if I do a search for speed, I believe from, you know, Ruby Wild, there's not. I mean, there's other options. There is, but not quite what I'm looking for, really. So, yeah. Like, for example, I could run a Blade Juggler. I don't want to, and I'm not going to, but yeah. Anyway, so that speed troop, and then there was just the Maws of the Hunt, which we looked at before. Which again is, you know, if an elf hits in, does damage to a champion, you get to play a 3/3 for free, which is nice. So that's pretty much all the cards there. Now the reserves, they're just, you know, I've just thrown it together. You know, this is all going to go through lots of tweaking. I don't even have 15 cards at the moment. But yeah, it's not really much thought has gone into it at the moment. I mean, the extra parries are basically just for control decks. You know, mainly the Sapphire variants, because, you know, Periwinkle is obviously very annoying and has to be dealt with. But yeah, it's just a lot of stuff is going to have to, you know, the meta will dictate more where this goes. So at the moment, you know, just an extra burn, a heat wave, 2 crackling bolts, which is just a 3 damage for 2. We've got the Carnosaurs here to battle. Gale Force, which I've just added in, which is 2 damage to each troop with flight. We have no flyers, so I figured that would probably be fine. However, it probably isn't. Probably not. Like, it's probably just better to have turbulence, because if you want to actually kill certain things, like, you're going to have to probably empower it, which will make it 4 cost for 4 damage to all troops with flight, which is, I mean, it's good against certain types of decks. Maybe you have a 1 of, but it depends again on the meta. Then just 2 Cluckedons here, 4/4s, battle, gain 4 health, battle a 1-drop anyway, and then 2 Chompersaurs to destroy target artifacts of Constance, which is not too bad, but again, it's all just, I just threw stuff in there just for the sake of it. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck. So what I'll do now is I'll show it off in action in a moment. So yeah, if anyone, actually, you know what, I'll just go to the not proving grounds, but there is no proving grounds anymore. I will find a, how do I do that? A random opponent. Let's see if we can do that. But if anyone in the chat would like to verse it, just speak up. Was it, I believe? But yeah, I'll just try to search for a match here. So one thing I will mention is that now that we've got the new set, the one thing that generally will happen when a new set comes along is that everyone will most likely, for the most part, this is just my opinion, like, it's not entirely true, but speed decks is where it's, you know, it's very easy to make an aggressive deck. They're straightforward. You know, you just see how fast you can make it, and that's one thing you should do anyway, because you need to know how fast the meta can be. So, because if you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna make this cool control deck I like the idea of, and you go ahead and do that, and then all of a sudden you just get killed on turn 3, and you're just like, oh, I wasn't prepared for that. So making the, you know, just exploring all the different aggressive decks is technically the correct thing to do. This hand is actually not the greatest. It's not the worst. I'll keep it. But none of my explosive, crazy turn here. But yeah, you need to know how fast the meta can be. Because if you don't, and you're not then ready for it, you just die. You know, so it's definitely what I think the meta will be in the next so many weeks. It's just potentially just going to be lots of different speed decks that are all just, you know, aggressive, trying to kill as quick as possible. Is the way I see it. Just because it is easy to build, there's not a lot of, you know, not too much thinking involved. You're just, you know, thinking about how can I kill. Oh, why is this not gemmed? Oh, it's because I re-put them back in my deck. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing right there. So let's okay, you win, buddy. You win. Let's go fix that, and we'll do it again. Not good, not good. Let's go fix that. Because yeah, I had lent them to voices so you could play in the tournament. So then I put them back in the deck, and I guess I didn't re-gem the 3 that I lent him. Yep. Alright, so we want speed and rhinos. We'll go back and do that again. Speed, speed. Alright. Speed, rhinos. Nope, rhinos. Rhino. So speed rhino, speed rhino, speed rhino, speed rhino. Alright, here we go. Let's save that now. And let's go back. Alright, so battlegrounds. We might get that same guy. So yeah, as I was saying, you know, you need to know how fast the meta can be. So just exploring the different you know, options you have available in all the new cards. You know, where do new cards complement old decks? You know, old fast decks, or you know, are there new decks now like this one, for example? Is possible. You know, the pupil alone into more is very powerful. Whereas that it's not really, you know, it was just pupil earlier, you know, just with sets 3 to 1, you know, 1 to 3, there wasn't really the ability to make it grow extremely fast. You're generally doing it very slowly, so it wasn't a very good one drop basically. Hey, Gonje. So yeah, it obviously makes a big difference. So you need to know the speed of the meta. So hopefully we'll find a player here in a second. If not, maybe someone in the chat. We've just got hosted by Bosmopar. Thank you, Bosmo, for the host. Pam, check your showers in Aussie land. There you go, man. Alright, so we've had an opponent. So for those of you just joining us from Bosmo's stream, this is Monday Meta Madness episode 10. I'm Havoc, and we're looking at a Ruby. I don't like this hand. I mean, it's keepable, but I'm going to try to get something more explosive. So my opponent mulliganed. I'll do it too. I want a better hand. That's not what I wanted. Let's try again. Good thing about this deck as well is it does mulligan rather well. Not in this case though. Not in this case though. So all right. This is. I should just quit. That's a Mulder 4. Blah. Not good. Not good. Maybe I top deck a more, and then this hand has a chance. Oh wait, we still have a chance if I draw a shard now. We can still, like, this is the thing, right? This is where you can. I need to get a ruby though. I need to get a ruby for Howling Brave. I might just quit this if I don't get it. I'm probably just quitting. But yeah. You didn't. Oh right, you just finished your 24-hour stream or whatever. Or lordy lords, how you going, Hacky? And welcome to everyone else. So will I get a ruby shard for the top? Would be pretty amazing if I did. And it's a wild shard. Oh, that's disappointing. But still, just gonna have to play it here. No speed, but so far my opponent's only played Sapphire. So that is a, you know, imagine if I had this turn, this Malta 4 would have been very good had I got the ruby instead of a wild. We see is that a second Primal Essence? Yeah, I mean he must have. Going Lanapor's side, so he's like, here, have some rhinos, but he is ramping obviously very fast. But I'm going to get some rhinos now, so another thing I also will get is a buffed up bunny. So we'll do that. We'll play out Mr. Cheese Guy. 25.5 hours and 7 inches from, yeah, fair enough, buddy. Fair enough. That's crazy. Alright, so does he have something for one? We could have had Transmogrifade, for example. So now we've got a 4-4, a 2-3, and a 3-3, so my opponent needs to stop me. He just did. Why did he? Oh, right. Lanapor's site drawing him cards. He's going for a Mastery of Time. So I'm expecting like him to just hit some certain resource point where he then suddenly does some very big thing that just wrecks my face. So we shall see. So Cyclone Rider is not that thing, but he's obviously a lot about reducing actions. That is not really going to do a whole lot, honestly. So I still don't have a ruby, but I don't. So I made some cheese. Yep, that's pretty good. So we're gonna just now. We should always play. In this case, I should be playing my things main phase, as I want to make this now a 5/5, get more damage. So swing with everything here, because it's all about speed. This deck is all about speed, and you know, I'll do. You know, this example game is not the best one, but I'll go back and quickly show the deck for those of you just rejoining, and then I'll jump into another game. Okay, this is not going to work, buddy. Come on, that's not going to stop me. Not going to stop me. And I only need a ruby shard to Croco here, or the elf shard, the acorn. A burn doesn't help. The cheese Goliath there. So I can't actually cast anything, so I'll just swing with everything. Seems fine. Like I mean, I'll even swing with the people. But yeah, his deck is obviously trying to do something very fancy. Maybe mass polymorph. You know, he did ramp obviously extremely high, but didn't get to, I guess, any of his big cards that are meant to just blow up the game. Which, I mean, he's got this for 10 charges, but he can't do that. He can play this to draw another card. Sadly, it doesn't give it the effect then draw, because that would be better for him. But he is dead here, so good game. So yeah, his deck obviously didn't do what he wanted it to do there. So this here, you know, I could use if I had something in my crypt. But anyway, so let's just kill him, and then we'll do it again. But yeah, the cheese guy is just a one-off. I just added him in today. But the deck is basically something I gave to Voices to run for the 5 Shots tournament on the weekend, and he managed to come second with it, getting extremely unlucky in the finals. Like, he won game 1. Game 2, he had like Fatal ×3 on board, and his opponent needed the top deck because he had a Phoenix on board, one Engrave, and his opponent didn't have enough actions to get the second Phoenix out, and Voices was on 8 health, so the guy needed his other Phoenix basically, and he top decked a Impulse, which then got him another Impulse into, you know, some burn spell or something, and then was able to do Fatal. It was the top decks were real. But and then game 3 flooded out quite a bit. So yeah, let's go into here. I'll quickly show the list. So it's an elf speed deck, you know, lots of speed. Hence the non-spell shield. You know, it's speed troop here, speed troop here. We've got speed troop here, and then we've got very aggressive turns. You know, we saw the Howling Brave into Runear. Sadly, didn't have the Ruby for the extremely fast, you know, turn. Which I could, if I wanted to, potentially change, but I think that's fine. You know, we got this shard here with a lot of elves, but you know, speed. That's one of the good curves. You got Pupil into More, which, you know, I did mention. Voices actually had a curve where he did Pupil into Pupil, hit in with the Pupil, and then played double More to have a 5/5, a 5/5, a 3/3, and a 3/3 on turn 2, and that was GG pretty much. But let's do this again here. Random opponent. Thank you for the host there, Snake. So yeah, we'll just we'll do this. If anyone in the chat does want to verse the deck, just say so in the chat, and I'll be fine with that. I was thinking something along the lines of a bacteria deck with truffles and fungus among us and the cheese guys. That's pretty funny. So how did everyone do in the for the release event? You know, how did you all go getting those AAs? Did you get loads of them? Bosmo, you must have got a lot. But it's just playing for 25.5 hours straight. You must have a lot of AAs. I would imagine at least 30. Thank you, Dino, for the hosting as well. So we found another match here. Let's see if we can get a nice explosive hand. Did you not play Gonjay? So, not really. I mean, it's a keepable hand, but I want to show off the more explosive stuff, so I'm going to mulligan again. And we get a Pupil, no more. That's a shame. Let's go again. This is some bad examples of the deck in action. Damn it! This is not good! I give up! I just want to show off one specific flippity floops. Alright, I'm just going to do it against the AI. Because these people are probably going to get annoyed with me just starting and quitting. Good deck, hey? Good deck. Just mulls to full. No, I mean, obviously I had keepable hands, but... do. We'll just kill Palamedes. But again, if anyone wants to verse it, just say @HEX followed by, like, whatever in the chat. And that way I'll notice it. So, let's see. So 6 AAs and 8 attempts. Very nice. Played Tread failed. I'm bad. Alright, so what do we got here? We don't have... Alright, I'm going to draw again. It's keepable hands. I just want to have that God curve. No! No! Bad! Come on, no! Getting so greedy right now. Alright, let's try again. Just try again. I'm wasting time, but it's all good. Let's go. This time, alright, I'm keeping... If it's keepable hand, I'll keep it. I'll stop flooping around. You got 1A mostly due to playing probably the wrong deck for my pool. Oh. Yeah, I didn't do as much, like I didn't stay, you know, awake or anything like that. I had normal sleep and all that sort of stuff during the event. Alright, so we have a one shot, but we got it. We got this, so I'm just gonna do it. But yeah, I didn't play like crazy amount or anything. Oh, now we have an even crazier. Alright, so look at this one-shot keep here. If this people doesn't die, it's gonna be sweet. It's gonna just win the game with just one shot. So, yeah, no, I didn't play a huge amount or anything. Because, honestly, the AA didn't really excite me. You know, if it was something like the Stingshot Sniper AA, which I'm still trying to get 2 more of, if it was that, I would not have probably slept. To be honest. So here we go. This is basically what Voices did in one of his games. You know, this curve here, but he had 2 of these in hand. So then you get this, and then all of a sudden there's my board state, and there's my one-shot keep win condition right there. Obviously, if I draw more shards, that'll be sweet, but I don't really need it. I mean, I potentially will, but you know, I could also just potentially win with just this, as I'm swinging for 9 a turn. The AI was not going to need a whole lot to stop this though. Like, that's a pretty big guy. So I can still hit for 6. I mean, I probably just lose now, honestly, because I'm hitting only for 6. I lose a troop in the process. So I probably do get stopped, like not drawing another shot obviously matters. And so yeah, now I'm stopped, and I probably can't win anymore. So yeah, but that just showed you know, I wanted to show that, you know, the people, you know, what you can have on the board turn 2. So that was obviously a good example. But yeah, let's actually verse a real player right now. Someone in the chat. So who wants to verse the deck? I'm gonna. It's still, the deck is still a work in progress. So yeah, let me just quit out there, and we'll verse someone from in the chat here. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. Instead of losing to the AI, like, this is bad. let's challenge Biz. Hey. So I sent you a whisper, so either you challenge me back or just reply, and we'll do that. But yeah, as I was saying about the meta, generally what's going to happen is, well, what I expect to happen is lots of people will be exploring speed decks, because, you know, trying to go as aggressive as possible, because of the fact that you need to know how fast the meta can be. So therefore, you know what you potentially need. You know, if you want to do more control or mid range, you need to be prepared, basically. I got like 13, I think. Not many. I know Bazrael, he stayed awake for I think 28 hours. So he's at like 33 or something. Crazy mofo. So here we go, we got a God Curve. Boom, there we go. See, that's all I needed to do. I just needed to verse someone in the chat to get what I wanted. Actually, wait. I don't have an elf in hand. No! I need to top deck an elf, please. Elf, please. Elf, please. There we go. Thank you very much. Phew! That was almost ruined. Almost ruined. That was scary. It's all good, Army. It's all good, buddy. And I believe that was all thanks to Bella. Bella made that happen. How you going, Ice Stab people? Alright, so we see a Star Sphere here. So if he, being in Sapphire, he's going to need like a Time Ripple or something like that. Transmogrifade is also another option. So let's see, just do a Ruby. So Transmogrifade will answer it. So we'll see if he has it though. We do have a nice curve here. If he doesn't have an answer, if he just Time Ripples, that's fine because we can just do it again next turn. Again, that's the beauty of speed. He didn't have it, so therefore he's in trouble. Already we're, this is the thing with the deck, right? So he's now going to do a Thunderfield Elder. Very nice card. Big fan. Oh, baby. So, I mean, he'll just trade with that one. That's probably fine. So, my better play is to do... I don't actually need any more thresholds except for Croco. Yeah, I mean, I don't need the health. So, I'll do the correct play here. So now I can do, and I think I will do, the charge power here into this guy. Just so I can get in for 6 damage, make another Rhino. Seems correct. And that'll now, technically 7 damage. I could have just gone, maybe that was actually not correct. I could have just done those two. I should have probably done those two. Because he then would have blocked this one. I still would have got in for, and this would have been a little bit bigger. But oh well. Maybe, yeah, and then I could have done this next turn. But if he plays down another troop or something, well then, yeah. I just need to top deck a shard. So, we shall see. And I get a shard. Alright, so we'll go with 20 health here. Because why not? Don't need 2 rubies. And then we shall tap that. And go nom nom. And then he takes 10, 16 damage, and that's his life total. That's done. Good game, Biz. See, deck works. It's actually 17 damage. Obviously, the bunny. Keep forgetting that he does buff up. But so there we go. -1 health. We've won. There we go. The deck worked. So that's one of the explosive curves. The brave into the bunny, and then obviously the other being pupil into the flibby floobs. So with what we were against there, we're against a Sapphire deck. So we'll bring in another one of those. Take out Mr. Cheese. And I'm okay with that. Potentially take out that as well. Could do another one. Yeah, why not? If he's Mono Sapphire, I mean that's what they're there for. So I should use them. That's they're in the deck for that very reason. So should use them. But yeah, the sideboard is not, the meta is going to dictate what I need. So that's just stuff I've thrown in there. Okay, so let's keep it. He's Ruby Sapphire? Alright, I mean that's fine. I didn't pay attention, I guess. I didn't pay attention. Sue me. So I'm going to play Pupil here, just in the off chance I top deck a more. Because then obviously I'll have my very explosive curve. Like, it'll be pretty damn nuts. It'll be another one that he probably just can't beat, as it'll be too quick. So we'll see. But yeah, I didn't see that he was Ruby. So he could definitely have heat waves and the like. More? Come on, let's go. Aww. Boo. Bummer. Transmography, alright. Oh, I got a coin! Mushroom coin. Oh, that's just... Nope. I mean, whatever, it's just removal. I'll just play out that now. That's awesome. Got a mushroom coin. Oh, I got a star coin. Wow. Wow. Wait, can you not even... Yeah, you see, they just don't do anything. That's pretty cool. I mean, I knew that was a possibility, but yeah. It is very good on 1-drops, I agree. Yeah. That's extremely good. I mean, there's other... So there's a Drika Heatwave. So I'm actually in trouble now, obviously. There's, I mean, my hand wasn't explosive enough, and yeah, that's a problem. So I'm probably dead here. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Now that I get my more. You can get Forge. Alright. Yeah, no, it's definitely very good on 1-drops. Definitely very good. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I wonder if he's doing a deck that I was thinking of doing, which is kind of my old Thunderfield Seer Elder deck with all that sort of stuff, but you can use... Like, I wonder if he's using Transmogrifade, but also using, what's it called? I'm trying to remember the card name. The Zygmunt's Game. So I've got a deck that I've been building for that, which is similar to what he's running so far. But I don't know if he's using Zygmunt's Game. Probably not. Transmogrifade works just as good, but well, not really, but. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much dead here. I can't win this game anymore. Pretty much dead. Behind on shards, and yeah. Oops. I obviously can't hit in. So I mean, I'll just have to do that, and hopefully, I mean, well, I speak too soon. If this sticks around, which it's not going to. I mean, he's drawing a lot of cards. He's going to have more things. If it does stick around, though, which I just don't see how it will. Not against, like, if he was Mono Sapphire, well then, you know. So there it is. It's dead. Because I could have had a very crazy turn where I charge power, do that, buff this, hit in with it, and then play out the free more. I mean, I still could. No, the coins are not—they're not sacks or anything. They're just got an extended art coin here. Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean that's kind of cool. So yeah, they do nothing. They just sit there and taunt you. They just sit there and taunt you. Sadly, that's not a great draw because it can't hit in. I mean, I'll still play it. Pass the turn. I need to get. I need to just get a shard so I can Croco, but like that would have been a good opportunity. Now Transmogrifade is, where is it? Quick action though. Like this is what I wanted to show here. What makes it really good is the fact that it's quick. Like if it